Hi family, welcome back to the channel. I am Kenny and I'm back with another installment of Did You Know? Little Unknown Black History Facts. And today I'm going to start with George Speck, also known as George Crum. He was an American chef. He worked as a hunter guide and cook in the Adirondack Mountains and became renowned for his culinary skills after being hired at Moon's Lake House on Saratoga Lake near Saratoga Springs, New York. He was born July 15th, 1824 in Saratoga County, New York, and he died July 22nd, 1914 at the age of 90 in Malta, New York. As we said before, he was a chef. His parents were Abraham Speck and Diana Toole. Speck's specialties included wild game, especially venison and duck. He often experimented in the kitchen. During the 1850s, while working at Moon Lake's house in the midst of a dinner rush, Speck tried slicing the potatoes extra thin and dropping the slices into the deep hot fat of the frying pan. Although recipes for potato chips were published in several cookbooks decades prior to the 1850s, a local legend associates Speck with the creation of the potato chip. How about that, guys? Okay. Speck developed his culinary skills at Carey's Moon Lake House on Saratoga Lake, noted as an expensive restaurant at the time, and when wealthy families from Manhattan and other areas were building summer camps in the area, Speck and his sisters, Wicks, also cooked at the Sansucci in Boston Spa, alongside another St. Regis Mohawk Indian known for his skills as a guide and cook, Pete Francis. One of the regular customers at Moon's was Commodore Cornelius Vanderbilt, who, although he savored the food, could never seem to remember Speck's name. On one occasion, he called a waiter over to ask Crum, "How long before we shall eat?" Rather than take offense, Speck decided to embrace the nickname, figuring that a crumb is bigger than a speck. Okay. By 1860, Speck had opened his own restaurant called Crumbs on Story Hill in nearby Malta, New York. His cuisines was in high demand among Saratoga Springs tourists and elites. His practices were those of the fashionable New York restaurants, but his food and service were worth it. Everything possible was raised on his own farm, and that too got his personal attention whenever he could arrange it. According to popular accounts, he was said to include a basket of chips on every table. Wow, can you believe that? That he had a restaurant back in the 1800s? A black dude. Okay. Now, yeah, that is something else. Well, and also it says the recipes for frying potato chips were published in several cookbooks in the 19th century. In 1832, a recipe for fried potato shavings was included in a United States cookbook derived from an earlier English collection, William Kitchener's The Cook's Oracle, 1822. Also included techniques for such a dish. Similarly, N.K.M. Lee's cookbook, The Cook's Own Book, 1832, has a recipe that is very similar to Kitchener's. The New York Tribune ran a feature article on Crumbs, the famous eating house on Saratoga Lake, in December 1891, but mentioned nothing about potato chips. Neither did Crumb's commissioned biography published in 1893, nor did the 1914 obituary in one local paper. Another obituary states Crum is said to have been the actual inventor of Saratoga chips. When Wicks died in 1924, however, her obituary authoritatively identified her as follows: a sister of George Crum. Mrs. Catherine Wicks died at the age of 102 and was the cook at Moon Lake's house. She first invented and fried the famous Saratoga chips. Okay. Well, that right there gives you some idea of who George Speck was. That's an everyday fact. Maybe some of us have heard of George Wick including the chips, and maybe not. If you have heard of George Crum or George Speck, leave a comment below. Let me know. But this is another little known, did you know, unknown Black History fact. So don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Have you ever heard of George Speck or George Crum? Okay, until the next time. Bye.